beginning, Nasha finds out that his grandpa dies, and the Lola basically tells him to write the eulogy about his grandpa. That's when he kind of realized that he doesn't really know too much about him ever since he left for college. So afterwards, he decides to do a little bit more research by like talking to Lolo's old friends down at the park, down wherever. So, but the thing is, he gets all these different stories. So when he starts to write the eulogy, it becomes, well, messed up. And yeah, that's what we got so far.
Looking at the note cards that everyone gave me, or the ones that I took. So after Lola reads the eulogy, she looks at Nacho, disgusted by the effort that he put into the eulogy. She looks at him and says, "Umayas ka dito, hindi kita apo." Nacho replies by saying nothing, and both Lola and Nacho leave upset. Lola and Nacho reconcile, and Lola tells Nacho that she will tell him about Lola's past. She pulls a balikbayan box full of pictures and priceless items that belong to Lola. Lola then begins to tell the story of how they met. And then it says Lola's brother introduces Lola to Lola, and relationship sparks. Lola then pulls a picture out of the box, and it's a picture of their wedding. Flashback. Nacho finds a picture of Lola in his army uniform, and Lola tells the story of when Lola got involved in the war. And what the card said was, Lola is drafted into the army and is forever changed by the horrors of the war. Nacho then finds out the real truth about Lola. His family must leave the Philippines because of dishonorable discharge. Nacho then finds a picture of Lola when he first arrived to the States, and then there's a flashback. And Lola looks sad as he prepares to leave for the Philippines, or prepares to leave the Philippines. He then talks about his feelings, etc. Lola becomes bitter at the world after the war. Later on in his life, Nacho was born, and Lola loved him the most. After the sudden death of Nacho's father, Lola becomes Nacho's father figure and loved him the most. As Nacho grows up, Lola realized that Nacho is a lot like him when he was younger. After looking through Lola's belongings and pictures, he feels guilty for writing the eulogy the way he did. He goes out for a walk in the park and runs into some of Lola's buddies. They tell Nacho a couple stories about Lola that somewhat motivates him to write a better eulogy. Nacho then returns home to write the eulogy.
She was home alone. You want to read this? No. She was home alone. Lola was home alone when the Japanese started attacking their town. And then she almost gets raped by the Japanese, but Grandpa saves her from the Japanese. And then when they were running towards the church to meet Lola's family, the church gets bombed by a plane. And then from there, Grandpa starts to take care of Lola. They fall in love with each other, get married, and then move to America to have their kids. Yeah, that's it.
What we had from our cards that we got the other day, it was like one of the cards, or some of them were just like the scene name and like the area of the place. So it was like Nacho writing the eulogy in his room, and then he's like looking through photos with him and his grandpa. Like some of them might have been like him fishing, bonding with his grandpa. Or like another one we had was him playing chess with him maybe. And like he's just thinking while he's writing about the past with his grandpa. And then during writing, he remembers that he fought with his grandpa before going to college, and that's pretty much all we had.
Basically, it's pretty much the same as last week, and it's on my journal. But so the night before the funeral, Nacho's in his room and he's trying to write the eulogy, but he has like big writer's block. So he falls asleep, and then he wakes up to the sound of his radio, and he sees Grandpa like playing around with it, and that's the dream sequence. And so he's like, "Oh, Grandpa, what are you doing here?" Blah blah blah. And they have a conversation, and then he wakes up for real to the sound of Grandpa's favorite song. So his radio was really on, and then he turns it off, and then he finds out that the funeral is about to begin. So he's late, and he walks in late, and he's like nervous and embarrassed, and then he has to go up like right away and give the eulogy, and he speaks from the heart, and the ending would be that Grandpa and Nacho are speaking at the same time, and Grandpa fades out, and Nacho ends the scene and the play. The end.